Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Cane Corso. So today's a very good day. I'm excited. My girl Ibiza is finally in heat. I was a little worried, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you can have problems and they won't ever come into heat, and you'll literally have a sterile dog on your hands. So I was worried about it. She is, God, what is she? She's 14 months old, almost 15 months old right now. She's actually at the age where a lot of females would be bred on their second heat or pretty close to it. But I'm still not going to breed her. I want her to mature more. I want her to get stronger, and I want to really just see how she's gonna do. I mean, really, dude? I'm super impressed with her already. Her muscle tone is fantastic. Her structure is fantastic. So, come on, girl. So, temperament is fantastic. We do need to go ahead and get her hips and elbows tested as well. And I've already sent in for her genetic DSRA testing. Sent in for all my dogs, actually. It supposedly got there. I did priority shipping, and it supposedly got there on Thursday. And I heard from somebody else that you'd get an email once they received it, but I haven't heard anything yet. So, but either way, it is what it is. So, anyway, but yeah, once she passes all that, which I'm sure she will, she's a fantastic dog. So, like I said, once she passes all of that, then we'll see. She's a really big girl. She's really and truly a very big dog. The video, unfortunately, just never really does the dogs justice. That's something that I always hear from people when they see the dogs in person, and they're like, wow, I didn't actually realize how big these dogs are. And I was like, yeah, they're a lot bigger than they look on video. So another way, just for anybody who's wondering how I can tell that she's in heat, her vulva, which is the outside fleshy area of her vagina, is swollen. And so what you'll see in a dog that is coming into heat is that it will become more swollen, and it will kind of jiggle when they walk. And so that's one of the ways that for anybody who's curious to know about that. And even if you weren't, now you know. The more you know. Hey, pretty girl. But yeah, she's a really nice dog. Like I said, I definitely, I really want to show her. And there's like mixed opinions on, with a lot of people in the show community, they would say, well, you should breed after you show the dog. But then there's other people that are like, no, you should breed the dog first and then show the dog. And it really just depends on what your priorities are. If your priority is to, have a line of dogs and breed them and have a successful breeding career for a dog, then I would say, yeah, sure, starting them with breeding first is important, because if you invest all this money into showing the dog, well, what if the dog can't produce? Or what if the dog can produce, but the offspring are really bad? Like, what if in the end, the female just produces really poor offspring, but now you're tempted to use her because she's a champion, or a grand champion, because you have all this money invested. So I think that in some ways, when you do all of the showing and all that stuff first, you incentivize behavior that may not necessarily be good for the breed. Whereas when you know what is a quality dog, because you've done your research and you know what structurally a good dog is, so you don't need a judge to tell you that you have a good dog on your hands, because you know what a good dog is. And so you breed that dog and you see if that dog produces good offspring, and if it does, and now you've waited a little bit for it to mature physically into a dog that is gonna show even better. And that's the thing about about Nirvana, for example, is I showed her when she was young and she did really well because she's a very nice dog, but she's so nice now, man. She could have done so much better now than she did before because she's such a nice dog. And that's what I don't want to do to this dog. I don't want to put her out before her time and then not have her do her best. You know what I mean? Like, I really want her to do her best. And right now, she's still very much a puppy. She's surprisingly very tall, but has maintained her length of body, which is absolutely fantastic. But she's lost a bit of her rear angulation right now. Now, I think if I stacked her properly, I could get it back. But she would require a very skillful handler who knows and is willing to stack out a puppy to be able to kind of gain back what their structure is like it has lost at this point, you know. And you guys that have been watching for a long time, you know that these dogs, particularly the tall ones, they lose their rear angulation. You guys have seen enough dogs go through that process and them come out of it to know that it's a temporary thing if they had it when they were young, right? So if they had it when they were young, they'll get it back. But if they never had it to begin with, they're not just going to suddenly get it. So anyway, so right now she's going through a bit of a thing where she's got less rear angulation, and that's fine. That's a natural part of their growth, but obviously it wouldn't show super well. And the question is that, you know, do you wait and you hold off on a female's breeding career way, you know, farther in, and then breed her when she's older, like, which is what a lot of people do. For me, that's not the answer. So, you know, it just depends on how quickly she matures and really what she does. If she just does this thing where she really matures and fills out and starts to look really good before that next heat, because luckily she did have a very late first heat, which is a good thing. It's giving me more time to let her mature. So that's most likely what I'll do. And then I may show her between now and her next heat, or what I may do is skip her next heat as well. If she's, you know, it just depends. If she's really nice during her next heat, then I will probably just show her. But if she's still going through a bit of a gangly stage, then what I'll probably do is breed her and then let her mature out during that time. And then by that time, which would be literally around the time that her mother is right now, she will be perfect after that one breeding, which will not produce enough of the sag underneath to be like unattractive. Although I will say that Reese and I talked about it, and she said that the fact that a female has been bred, or you can tell that she's been bred, is not something that they penalize for. So, what are you eating? So anyway, because I was wondering that about Nirvana, and she was like, no, she said she had seen a dog out there one time that literally looked like it was nursing puppies at that time, and it was still in the ring. So hopefully, you know, hopefully that's the case. I don't know. Like I said, I'm really tempted to put Nirvana out. I look at her and I'm just like, God, she's so beautiful. And I don't want to do anything big other than maybe, like I said, I don't want to do anything small. I just want to do something big, like because I don't want to spend the money on a bronze or anything like that. Like, Nirvana has already made her mark. A lot of people know she's a very nice dog. Anyone that's seen her in person knows that she's a very nice dog. It's not just pictures. That dog is very nice. But like I said, having said that, I really want her offspring to shine and my other dogs to shine. I want to make it known that I don't just have one nice dog. So, we have a lot of nice stuff over here that I haven't even really shown you guys. I haven't even been able to get Switch on yet, and Switch is very nice, but I just haven't had the time to necessarily work with her and ensure that she is gonna be friendly with the other dogs. And with it just being me, I oftentimes, like, I don't know. I don't want to have like an incident where my dogs are fighting or something. And so if I'm going to do a video like that, I have to have like somebody there helping and watching for me, like another set of eyes. If I'm going to do a video, now I could do like, a couple dogs, but if I'm going to try to introduce her to the pack, something like that, then that would be different. But I would definitely like to do like an individual, like, hey, you guys getting to know her kind of thing, because Switch is a very nice dog, and I think she would show very well. I don't think that she's as iconic of a dog as, say, Ibiza, I believe is going to be, or even like Kimchi could be. Her head is very like, it's like just kind of like the generic Corso head that you would see in like an AKC book. You know what I mean? Like, it's a Corso, but is it like the most correct Corso head? No. But is it pretty and is it recognizable? Yeah, it is. So she's bigger than her mother, but she's not a huge dog. She's very thick, kind of short and thick, which is fine. So, I like to have a variety, and I'll put her to like a taller, lankier male, that kind of thing. So, but I'm just really excited that Ibiza's finally, like, this is kind of a moment. It's one of those moments, right? It's like, in order for a dog to mature past the point of being a prospect, the first thing that they have to do is pass their health testing. But the second thing they have to do is they have to go through a successful heat cycle as a female. And so she has achieved one of those milestones, which, oddly enough, you guys have seen it yourself. I've had dogs not pass that. So, in fact, I've had a couple dogs not, for various reasons. Not always that there's, I had one dog have a hormone issue. She had hyperplasia. Had another dog who, Vitani, who had small ovaries. And I actually had a friend of mine who got a female from the same lines as ours, and same breeding as ours. And that dog had micro ovaries and wasn't going to go into heat. So it can happen, and all we can do is just obviously not breed those dogs because they can't be bred. But all we can do is move forward and, hope that the dogs that we have will go through. And for me, it's a big milestone ever since I went through that with Midnight. Every time I have a female, to be able to have a successful heat cycle is a big deal. Now, I will say she just started hers, and so hopefully she doesn't do what Nirvana did, or what Midnight did. But I will say I did learn a little bit. I did learn that a dog that does that may not do it every time. And so I think going forward, if I ever have that again, I may give the dog one more shot, because sometimes these females, their hormones can be a little bit weird in the beginning. And it's not like it's not necessary. Like, you can have a female that's never done it and has had litters of puppies before, but then randomly does it. So anyway, another thing I wanted to, that I was noticing about this dog, come here, you weirdo. Here, let me see you. Is she has all these white hairs on her butt. Why do you have white hairs? Why you got white hairs all over your butt? What's that about? Why you got the white hairs? Are you really a brindle? Who knows? who knows? Anyway, well, I'm gonna let y'all go. I just wanted to share the good news with y'all. I'm very excited about it. So, like I said, she just started her heat cycle. And so we're gonna all hope and pray that she gets through it successfully. And then we'll go from there. So, hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll talk at you later. Bye.